So this video shows some code changes added to the DFWBIUG Civil 3D Data Shortcuts project that I have on Git, and I've called it Git DS information. So it's intended to get the data shortcut information for an object that has been created as a reference for a Civil 3D object. So it starts by just doing some basic housekeeping, getting the document and the database for the drawing that's currently opened, and then getting the editor. And the editor will allow us to prompt the user to select objects or write to the command line. And so to get an object, you can simply use get entity and have a message. There's additional options that you can have, but I'm just doing basic here. And then you pass it a result. And you can check to see the status of the result. And in this case, we want to make sure that the status is okay. If the user doesn't select an object, I'm just letting them know that no object was selected. And then we can take that object ID from the result. So that's the object the user selected. And we can turn it into an Autodesk Civil Database Services entity. And this has a method that allows us to get the reference information from the selected object. If the object that the user has selected, let's say they accidentally selected a line, that's not going to be a Civil 3D object. And so we're just going to let the user know and then exit out of the command. Then we can get the data shortcut information or the reference information using the get reference info. And within that, it lets us know, is the source drawing existent? Does it exist? What that source drawing is, the handle in the source drawing, both high and low, what type of data shortcut entity type it is, and then the name of it. And here I'm just writing everything to the command line. And then I'm just committing the changes or committing the transaction and then ending the command. So to view this in action, I can go open up Civil 3D, and here I have a drawing with a bunch of data shortcuts within it. Some corridors, some alignments. And then I can run the command get ds info. And then I can select the data shortcut object. And here's it is a data shortcut. Here's the location of the source drawing, the handle high and low, and then it's a surface type. And I could run it on additional objects, so maybe the corridor. And now you can figure out where that object is located at. You can right click and open source drawing, but there's really no way to figure out what that drawing is. And so this would let you know where that drawing is located at without having to right click and open the source drawing. You could make a greater or a better user interface and maybe have a dialog box that pops up and populate it with all the data shortcut information within the drawing.